I mean, just for the fun of it, just take over the cruiserweight division while maintaining the heavyweight division. What do you think? These are the words of Deontay Wilder on Twitter recently. He is putting forward the idea of if he were to beat Anthony Joshua and become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, he's talking about going down to cruiserweight then and then becoming the top dog there as well. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but whoever is the winner of Gassiek and Usyk later on this year, they would be the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. So Wilder would theoretically only need one fight to achieve that. The only real question, apart from the small matter of Anthony Joshua, just bear with me here, let's presume he were to beat Joshua and were to try this. He was in his last fight 214 pounds. That's the lightest he'd been in a long time in his career, showing that potentially he has the ability to go quite a bit lighter without losing strength. Whether he could go sub 200, of course, the cruiserweight limit is 200, so it would have to at least be bang on there or below. Would that possibly weaken him? There's a good chance, of course. I get the sense he's saying this more in jest, just more of a sort of classic Twitter look at me kind of post or tweet. I'm not so sure there's any real desire to do that. I think he's just liking the idea of it in his head. I'm not so sure how much his body would like it. If he were to say, well, if Usyk were to beat Gassiev and Wilder was to somehow get down to 200 pounds or just under easily, I guess we'd have to favour Wilder, right? But Usyk and Gassiev have also spoken about wanting to go up to heavyweight, so we don't know how good those guys are at the higher weight. You know, they're not that much smaller than some of these guys, and I really, with some of the guys like Jarrell Miller, who's huge but really hasn't got much talent at all, the likes of Usyk and Gassiev, I definitely have to favour those guys, say over the likes of Jarrell Miller. So how good they are against heavyweights, that's another question. Wilder might have, presuming he could knock off the weight easily, Wilder would probably have a tougher time with the likes of Usyk and Gassiev than he thinks. The way he's talking about, like, oh, these guys are smaller than me, I'll just go down there and have some fun. It might not work out like that. Do you think he could lose the weight comfortably? He is a real skinny customer, isn't he, Wilder? A huge back, but skinny arms, skinny legs, narrow waist. He's very trim. But 214 pounds in his last fight, he'd have to lose at least another 14 pounds. That might just weaken him. Do you think mainly he's just talking twaddle? He very probably is. But theoretically, if he was to go down to cruiserweight and say fight either the winner of Gassiek and Usyk, how would you see that one going? Could you see him getting beaten and having to eat his own words?